On a journey throughout genetic evolution in African geography, we could land in Congo, where a very particular population can be found: Pygmies. Pygmies constitute a group of human individuals characterized by presenting both a short stature and a small life expectancy in comparison to their neighboring ethnic groups. What is the explanation for these specific features? One of the main hypotheses within the scientific community says that short height in pygmy populations is an adaptive response obtained by different natural selection mechanisms to the specific environmental conditions they are exposed to. In first place, climatic factors such as high temperature and humidity, since short stature implies less body surface and therefore less perspiration and loss of water. Secondly, nutritional factors, especially the general lack of food in the equatorial rainforest they live in, since a small body size implies a lower metabolic demand. Finally, survival factors, like the need to hunt for prey to eat and to escape from dangerous animals, since a shorter height leads to a better mobility and a higher ability to hide. However, nowadays, the most accepted determinant of pygmies' short height is the reproductive advantage it implies. Pygmies present quite a small lifespan, which makes early reproduction necessary for the group's preservation. With a shorter height, pygmies are able to devote less energy to body development and maintenance, and more energy to reproduction. But then, another question appears. If pygmies are shorter than most human groups, which genetic factors does its population present that the rest of humans don't? A group of candidate genes have been suggested. Firstly, growth hormone receptor gene, GHR, which detects growth hormone GH when it reaches the liver, and also insulin-like growth factor 1 gene, IGF-1, which is activated by GH and works as a powerful cell growth and proliferation activator. There's evidence proving that in pygmies, neither GHR nor IGF-1 are completely functional. Secondly, PPP3CB gene, which encodes for a regulatory subunit of calcineurin, a necessary protein for bone formation, since it takes part in osteoblast differentiation. Due to different mutations, pygmies show lower expression levels of this gene, which leads to less bone formation and therefore a shorter height. Finally, there's a region in chromosome 3 where pygmy-specific signals of selection have been found. In this region, we can find DOC3, which codes for a G protein activator and contains a SNP associated with height variation, and also SISH, which codes for a negative regulator of cytokine signaling that is able to inhibit GHR's function. It has been suggested that SISH expression levels in pygmies could be determined by a genetic variation of this gene located upstream. However, we could then wonder, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Did pygmies settle in the environments they live in because of the phenotype created by these genes, which would make their lives easier there than anywhere else, or do they present those characteristics due to these environmental conditions? We propose that actually we can't be completely sure about it. All we know is that, after hundreds of studies and hypotheses described, there isn't still completely certain knowledge about pygmies genetics. It looks as if nature wanted to trick us, and, for the moment, it is succeeding.